FTCE practice with me. Number 1, using the process of elimination. Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I thought we could practice a few FTCE professional education questions together. And I want to show you exactly how I approached these questions when I took the exam. Not because I know everything, but because sometimes test taking is about strategy as much as it is about knowledge. So let's practice. Question number 1. A teacher notices that several students are struggling to understand a new concept. What should the teacher do first? A. Continue with the lesson and assign extra homework. B. Analyze student performance and provide targeted instruction. C. Lower expectations for struggling students. D. Move to the next unit and revisit the topic later. Okay, before even answering, let's think like teachers. I immediately don't love C, lower expectations. No, teachers don't lower expectations. Cross that out. And D doesn't sound very teacher-like either. Moving on and hoping for the best, not a fan. So now we're down to A and B, already 50-50. And this is where patterns matter. The FTCE loves data, differentiation, progress monitoring, targeted support. So which answer sounds like something a good teacher would do? Analyze student performance and provide targeted instruction. That's B, and honestly, that answer screams FTCE, because good teaching is about using data to support students. Question number 2. A teacher wants to determine whether students have mastered a learning objective at the end of a unit. Which assessment is most appropriate? A. Diagnostic assessment. B. Formative assessment. C. Summative assessment. D. Informal observation. Okay, let's think. The key phrase here is at the end of the unit. That's important. Diagnostic happens before instruction. Cross out A. Formative happens during instruction. Cross out B. Now we're between C and D. Informal observations are useful. But are they typically used to evaluate mastery at the end of a unit? Not really. Summative assessments happen at the end, so C is our answer. And notice something. The question writer gave us the clue. At the end, the answer was hiding in the wording. Question number 3. A student is consistently disrupting the class during group activities. Which teacher response is most appropriate? A. Embarrass the student in front of peers. B. Ignore the behavior completely. C. Collaborate with the student to establish clear expectations and consequences. D. Remove the student permanently from group activities. Okay? Sometimes I don't even need content knowledge. I just ask myself, what would a good teacher do? A sounds punitive. Cross it out. B ignores the problem. No. D is extreme. Removing the student permanently? No. That leaves C. Collaborate with the student and establish expectations. Again, relationships, support, communication, growth. Those are FTCE words. Question number 4. A teacher administers a short quiz halfway through a lesson to determine whether students understand the material. This quiz is an example of A. Summative assessment. B. Diagnostic assessment. C. Formative assessment. D. Standardized assessment. The key phrase is halfway through the lesson, not before, not after, during. So immediately I know we're thinking formative. And notice how much easier that becomes when you understand concepts instead of trying to memorize vocabulary. Formative means information collected during learning. So C is our answer. Question number 5. A teacher wants to support English language learners in the classroom. Which strategy is considered research-based? A. Asking students to speak only English at all times. B. Providing visual supports and building on prior knowledge. C. Avoiding cooperative learning activities. D. Reducing academic expectations. Okay, let's think like educators. Reducing expectations? Absolutely not. Cross out. D. Avoiding cooperative learning? No. Cross out C. Forcing students to speak only English all the time? That doesn't align with what we know about language acquisition. Cross out A, which leaves B, providing visual supports and building on prior knowledge. And if you've studied ESOL, those words should sound familiar. Research-based, comprehensible input, scaffolding, prior knowledge. Again, those are very FTCE type concepts. And one thing I learned while studying is that the correct answer often sounds like something a good teacher would do. Not something punitive, not something embarrassing, not something extreme. Usually the answer involves collaboration, data, relationships, differentiation, support, progress monitoring, and growth. Those patterns appear over and over again because that's what good teaching looks like. So let me know in the comments, did you get all 5? Where are you from? And what do you teach? I'm from Colombia, and I would love to hear your story.